Tonight's game being brought to you by City National Bank. We are in Cincinnati, Ohio as we wrap up this two-game set. The Angels trying to pick up the victory and snap the five-game losing streak. It's game 2 against the Reds tonight. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth and back to Angels baseball on Fox Sports West. Along with Mark Gubiza, I'm Victor Ross. So glad you could join us once again. And it has been a tough go for this Angels ball club, just going back to the last homestand and even on this road trip. Getting swept by the Cleveland Indians, dropping the opener last night. What can you do? I mean, can you guarantee a victory on Taco Tuesday?
Well, on Tuesday, it's automatic, Victor. And when Mike Trout is on your team, you always have a chance to get something going, especially early in the game. He's been swinging the bat so well. A lot of home runs, a lot of extra base hits this season. When you talk about percentage of hits itself for Trout, extra base hit over 50%. 15 home runs in his last 25 games. That ties a club record along with Albert Pujols during the 25-game stretch. So he's been driving fastballs, changeups, slider last night. He was able to hit out against a very good pitcher, Luis Castillo. Leads the American League with 37 home runs this year. Last Angel to lead for a full season, Troy Gloss, back in the year 2000. I feel Mike Trout, the way he's swinging the bat right now, and knowing how important he is to this offense, I expect good things tonight.
All right, from a clubhouse perspective, what are you telling the guys right now?
Get an early lead, and just keep adding on there. Allow your pitching staff, and it's a lot of inexperience in the pitching staff, especially even going tonight. Get some runs early and keep adding on here and get the bullpen in there late and save a victory.
Well, last night we saw Patrick Sandoval make his major league debut, and he was stellar in relief. Tonight, another youngster's on the mound, Jose Suarez. We'll talk about him when we return. Gorgeous outside here at Great American Ballpark as we get you ready for the final game of this two-game set. Final meeting of the year. Angels won the two games at Angel Stadium back in June. Of course, the Reds last night picking up the victory by the final of 7-4 as the Angels have that losing streak continuing, and we'll see what they could do this evening, Gooby.
Yeah, you just got to get off to an early lead. That's the important thing. And Jose Suarez, that we just showed in the tools of the trade, has really worked that changeup down and out of the strike zone and get some quick outs, find a way to get into that 6th or 7th inning, get deeper in the game, and maintain a lead if you get that early one and have the bullpen and close it out here tonight.
Cincinnati currently 7.5 games back and in 4th place. They're 12-12 since the All-Star break. The Angels with the losing streak at 56-58, 2 games under 500. And you look at the Cincinnati Reds, and they're looking ahead to a 4-game series this weekend here against the Chicago Cubs. So if they're going to make a move or plan on making a move, they're looking to pick up a victory today, get the off day tomorrow, and then with the Cubs coming into town and that National League Central currently, anything can happen, especially with the revamped pitching staff that they currently have. And we just saw Luis Castillo last night absolutely deal.
You can't count out Cincinnati when it comes to their pitching staff. They're going to be in every game. I love this starting staff. Their bullpen has some power arms, but it's really going to be set up by their rotation, how well they pitch against Chicago coming up with that 4-game set.
It was the longest outing of his career for Luis Castillo last night, 7 innings, and also a career high in strikeouts with 13. He sits atop that rotation along with Trevor Bauer and Sonny Gray. They also got Tanner Roark as part of that rotation as well. So we'll see what happens with the Reds. But there's business at hand with the Angels trying to snap the losing streak. We'll take a look at Brad Auspis' lineup. For game number 115, it'll be David Fletcher leading things off at shortstop. Mike Trout's in center field. Brian Goodwin, who homered last night in the 9th inning. Pinch hit style is getting the starting nod in right field. Justin Upton, the cleanup hitter in left. Albert Pujols at first. Matt Thaiss at third. Luis Rengifo at second base. Max Stassi behind the plate. Jose Suarez batting 9th in the National League. The pitcher bats, and he is in that number 9 spot. 29-year-old right-hander native of Colts Neck, New Jersey. It's Anthony DeSclafani on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds.
DeSclafani has a good fastball. It's going to be 91 to 97 range. He'll throw a slider, curve, and changeup. My go-tos, though, to be successful and the approach you need to take against him today is you got to be aggressive early in counts. Get that fastball. He's given up some home runs versus fastball this year, 11 of them, and get to him early. Look how many home runs he's given up in the first inning. 7 first-inning home runs allowed. So very important to be aggressive, jump on the fastball before getting in those secondary counts. We saw that last night against Castillo in those secondary counts. Look for the fastball and be aggressive.
Take a look at the defense for the Cincinnati Reds this evening. It looks like this with Urban in left, Senzel in center, Aquino in right. The infield has Suarez, Iglesias, Peraza, and Votto from third to first. And Barnhart behind the plate for the second consecutive game.
If you go over the last 4 or 5 years with Iglesias and how good he is in that shortstop position as far as fielding percentage, it's over 5 seasons, .985. That's the tops in Major League Baseball. He's also been involved in turning 50 double plays this year at shortstop for Cincinnati.
Warm, muggy night. Had some rain earlier this afternoon. BP was washed out. They hit downstairs. Tarp was on the field, but we're supposed to get some rain a little bit later on. Should be fine for this ball game, but it is a sticky night here as everyone is suited up for game 2 of this 2-game set. First one tonight is in there for a strike. John Tumpane calling the balls and strikes. Lance Barksdale at first. John Bacon at second. And Ted Barrett, the crew chief, at third base. Fletcher hitting .283, 5 home runs and 39 runs batted in.
One thing to keep an eye on with John Tumpane behind the plate, he's caught a number of balks this year.
This generation's balk and Bob Davidson.
Yes.
Here's the 0-2. And that is shot down the line. A fair ball headed toward the corner. Aquino trying to cut it off.
Boy,
Does so,
nice
and he
job.
holds Fletcher to a long single. Nice play by Iglesias, too, on that throw-in.
If that baseball gets by him, that's a minimum of a triple for Fletcher. Pretty strong throwing arm as well. They are really high on Aquino. They think the way he swings the bat, and you can see that arm he has as well, and good speed to cut that one off. Prevent Fletcher from getting in the scoring position. Went high fastball, upper third of the zone. Fletcher's going to hit a fastball hard right down in the corner. He's able to get there and cut it off. A gutsy play, especially with the wall. Slams into the wall and prevents Fletcher from getting an extra base hit.
They must not have the scouting report on David Fletcher and the high fastball.
Surprising when you think all those hits he's had upstairs, and you go upstairs on an 0-2 pitch.
Trout shaking his head, doesn't agree with the call. It's an 0-1 count. .299 average, 37 home runs, 88 runs batted in. Mike on board 3 times last night. 2 for 3 with a single, home run, and a walk. Scored 1 of the 4 runs. All 4 runs for the Angels via the long ball last night. Rengifo solo shot in the 3rd, Trout a solo shot in the 6th, and then the Goodwin pinch hit home run, 2-run shot in the 9th. Goody's first career pinch hit home run. 0-1 pitch in time.
Goody with that home run, double figures now in home run. He's hitting 3rd today. It's his 10th home run of the season, waiting on deck for Trout.
Calhoun getting the evening off. Leadoff single for Fletcher. He's at first. That is flared. Foul.
Was that one of 207 different batters with 10 or more home runs this year in Major League Baseball? When Goody hit that home run last night.
Yeah, records are falling left and right as far as the home runs are concerned.
Speaking of home runs, Trout leading the American League in home runs with 37.
But there's nothing to see here. That's just guys that are really good
and hitting the baseball a long way.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the ball. Allegedly.
Now you could steal bases against this combination here for Cincinnati. DeSclafani has given up quite a few stolen bases. You see Trout with 37 home runs entering today, up by 6 over Max Kepler from the Minnesota Twins.
2 balls, 2 strikes. DeSclafani making his 22nd start, 6-6 in a 4.07 ERA, just 108 and a 3rd innings this year.
It's a lot of home runs allowed.
Back inside, full count.
Saying firm fastballs throughout. Hey, we'll just start calling him Disco, by the way. That's what he's going to be known as next weekend.
I think that'll work.
Yeah.
Have a long throwing motion to first base, huh?
Footwork's quick. You got to shorten up the throwing motion. That's why base stealers have been successful 10 to 13 attempts against them. You can get a little bit bigger lead because of that longer throwing motion. Imagine Fletcher on the move now.
Pretty good lead for David. He takes off. He's foul back. Just in on the hands enough. Mike unable to get full extension. So Fletcher back to first. Fletcher again takes off, and that is ball 4. Fastball missing down and away, and the Angels get their first 2 base runners on board to start the game. Goodwin coming to the plate. Mentioned he pinch hit in the 9th inning of a 7-2 game, and didn't waste any time picking up his first career pinch hit home run.
Yeah, remember that was the first pitch he saw from David Hernandez. That was the first pitch fastball. It's very similar to what we saw last night from Cincinnati, starting off again a base hit and a walk. See if the Angels can score a bunch of runs here in the first inning like Cincinnati did yesterday.
Cincy's scoring 5 times in that first, and the broken bat fly ball out to deep right center field. Aquino moves back, is there, makes the catch, and he's fires back into second, almost hits Fletcher, who wasn't going anywhere. Nice little move by Fletch. Goodwin breaks his bat for the first out. What do you do if you're a base runner and you see a baseball coming at you?
He better stay on the base somehow, some way.
That's one way to neutralize a base runner, isn't it? Just throw it at him.
Yeah, just throw it at him. It's dodgeball. Where's Vince Vaughn when we need him here in dodgeball?
It's almost a sport. It's on the Ocho. First one, Upton. He takes a strike. Right over the heart of the plate. Justin hitting 208. 4 doubles, 5 home runs, 14 runs batted in. He continues to struggle. 0 for 4 last night. 2 pop-ups to the catcher and 2 strikeouts. Fletcher at second, Trout at first.
Coming in with a fastball. And he missed location as well on the fastball. They want that in the inside corner. He missed it, middle part of the plate.
And that is driven out to straightaway center field. Senzel moving back at the wall, gone. Big fly for Justin Upton, a 3-run shot, and the Angels strike first.
Boy, how good does that feel for Justin Upton? That home run to center field. Wasn't in pull mode, got a pitch, and drove it out to dead center field. A big 3-run home run, and a smile finally from J-Up. We'll get some high fives going back in the dugout. It's been a tough stretch for him. But on that swing, right back, hug there from Cole Calhoun. Jeremy Reed liking that swing. Also, fastball, mislocation again, and another home run in the first inning allowed by DeSclafani.
There's Albert with the bases cleared. He'll look at a fastball for a strike.
Good to see that smile. Been so frustrated.
Chopper left side, Iglesias. Easy play. 2 down.
That doesn't happen too often for Pujols making an out against Cincinnati. He's crushed him throughout his career.
Albert had the night off last night. Did pinch hit, struck out. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Matt Thaiss. Lays off, but it's called a strike. Matty back at third base. 214 on the year, 2 doubles, 5 home runs, and 14 runs batted in. 3-0 Angels on the Upton blast. Check swing. They want an appeal. Ted Barrett says no. Shift on. Peraza, the second baseman, out in shallow right. Broken bat looper out toward left field. Irvin coming on. He'll make the catch for the third out, but the Angels strike first. A 3-run home run off the bat of Justin Upton, his 6th of the year. Gives Jose Suarez and the Angels the early lead as we head to the bottom of the first. Jose Peraza at second. Tucker Barnhart behind the plate. And DeSclafani is on the mound doing the pitching, batting ninth. Jose Suarez on the mound for the Angels, 10th appearance, 2-2 with a 5.66 ERA.
Yeah, fastball 90-94, slider, curve, and changeup. Those quite a few changeups as well.
As we saw last night, very effective against this Reds lineup.
And as far as my go-tos for Suarez be effective, keep that fastball in the yard. You keep it in that location will be very good, and get the hitters to chase it, non-strike changeups. Good location with his fastball so far. And if you're getting that call, you go right back there.
Senzel, a 278 average, 8 home runs, 33 runs batted in.
Like it, he tried it. Especially with a young hitter at the plate, you're more apt to go after that after the umpire called the pitch before a strike that you thought wasn't in the zone.
Off speed rolled foul. Count remains at 1-2. If there is one knock on Suarez, at least at the major league level, and what we've seen through his first 9 appearances, is that at times throws too many pitches per at bat, thus getting the pitch count up very quickly. That's pulled foul. So finishing off hitters and or deep counts seem to be the issue right now.
Runs into those occasions where he throws his changeup in the strike zone. If you get ahead of the count, you started in the lower part of the zone, you'll get hitters to chase, soft contact, they'll keep it in play or swing and miss. That minimizes the amount of pitches you throw per batter.
And the difference pretty much between AAA and the big leagues. At AAA, you're going to get guys that swing and miss and or make soft contact, as Goodwin seems to have a play on this one, and he does. 1 out. Take a look at the Angels defensively with Upton, Trout, and Goodwin in the outfield. We just saw Goody make the catch. Spice, Fletcher, Rengifo, Pools around the infield from third to first. Stassi behind the dish.
And I promise I didn't wait for that first out of the inning. We're going with Brian Goodwin out in right field. His 10th or more start in all 3 outfield positions. First to do so since Gary Matthews Jr. did it back in 2009 for Goody.
Joey Votto takes a bender for a strike. First baseman, 261 average, 11 home runs, 36 RBIs. 1 for 3 game last night with a single and a walk. 0-2. Looks like John Tumpane is a strike caller tonight. Lifted foul. Not a bad pitch, not a bad idea. 1-2.
Especially after an elevated fastball away. This time up and in.
Suarez, the third baseman, the man on deck. Broken bat, fly ball to shallow right. Here comes Goodwin. 2 outs.
Another solid pitch for Jose Suarez against a very good hitter for a lot of years in Joey Votto. Was it this year the first time he's popped up the first base in his career for Votto?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Not quite as consistent as far as working a strike zone as he has in the past. As you see by his on-base percentage, but still very talented at the plate.
Suarez had an 0-for-4 game last night with 3 strikeouts. Still a dangerous hitter with some power. 1-1. I mentioned the off-speed pitch being effective against Cincinnati. It was very effective against the Angels. Both teams combining for 28 strikeouts in the game. Halos had 17. Cincinnati with 11. That was just foul. It's 1-2.
Both pitchers really had good changeups working. Sandoval, Castillo's changeup. Wow. Patrick Sandoval threw the ball very, very well last night.
2-2.
Still surprised he was end up with 2 earned runs in his outing.
8 strikeouts in his debut. Rudy May had 10. His missed inside, full count.
Rudy May was a very good pitcher himself. The Angels, Baltimore, the Yankees. 18-game winner with Baltimore.
Off speed, drilled out to deep left field, and the Reds are on the board. It's 3-1 Angels. Suarez with his 30th home run of the season. Got to a 3-2 count and couldn't finish him off.
And another home run allowed by Suarez. That's 12 home runs now in 42 innings pitched. The need to put up that shutdown inning. Just way too much in the strike zone with a changeup. And he was chasing out of the strike zone all throughout the game last night, whether it was a high fastball or changeup that faded off the corner. This one got the strike zone and it went a long way.
Aquino likes a hack early, as he does here, and it's an 0-1 count. 1 for 4 last night. Had an RBI single in the first inning. That's line to left field. That ball was scorched.
Cincinnati really is liking what they're seeing in Aquino swinging the bat. 111 miles per hour exit velocity off the bat.
28 home runs at AAA, hitting .299 before getting called up.
That is a big man over first base.
Iglesias looks at a strike. The shortstop batting in the 5th spot in the order. In .285, 15 doubles, 2 triples, 7 home runs. He's driven home 41. And a double last night into the right field corner. One ball, one strike.
Albert Pujols, big man himself. He doesn't usually, when he's a first base, many guys are over there that seem to be way bigger than Albert. Aquino is a big man.
Iglesias skies one out to left. Upton moving back at the track, at the wall, gone, and we're tied at 3. Eighth home run of the season for Iglesias.
And just like that, a 3-0 lead erased the 2 home runs by Cincinnati. 150 now home runs on the season. 3 home runs combined hit in this game. Just like we showed in the tools of the trade, mistake a lot of the strike zone with 2 changeups in this inning results in 2 home runs.
Phillip Ervin, the left fielder tonight, takes a strike. Ervin lifts one out to right, playable for Goodwin. 2 home runs allowed by Suarez, both with 2 outs. It's a 3-3 game heading to the second. $10 per seat. Hello. Visit angels.com/groups for more details. 3-3 game here at the top of the second. Rengifo, Stassi, and Suarez coming up for the Angels. Luis hitting .242, .325 on base percentage. 4 home runs and 23 runs batted in.
Just like that, DeSclafani's back in this game. It tied at 3. He's pitched inside a lot so far in this game.
Bottom part of the strike zone. It's 2-1. Luis homered yesterday, 4th of the year. Also had a couple of walks as he chops this one toward third. Suarez has to hurry up. Strong arm for an off-balance throw. It gets Rengifo for the first out.
Yeah, I think when you look at Suarez, his errors this year when he has too much time to make the throw, when he had to be quick on that, you can see how strong his arm is and more accurate when he doesn't have time to waste. He was under control with that firm throw to first base.
Max Stassi behind the plate. Oh for 4 as an Angel.
Rolled that one foul, now behind the count 0-2.
Stassi a 160 average with a double, a home run, and 3 runs batted in on the season. Jose Suarez, the pitcher, on deck. Angels and Reds exchanging runs, 3 to be exact in that first inning. Stassi chases round number 2. First strikeout of the night for DeSclafani. Jacob Suarez.
This is 116th strikeout now in 110 innings. Part of a very deep starting rotation for Cincinnati.
Reds defensively, especially in the outfield, weren't even set up as DeSclafani started his windup. 0-2. Guy wearing a Johnny Bench jersey just messed up the foul ball.
That doesn't happen all, but 10 gold gloves for Johnny Bench.
Not a gold glove for that guy. A 1-2-3 shutdown inning for DeSclafani. We'll head to the bottom of the second, tied at 3.
.68 Evan. And he also could crush a baseball as well, Johnny Bench, against the Yankees. World Series action. Part of that big red machine. Power and incredible defensive catcher as well. Hall of Fame.
No doubt about it. Fine defensive player, fine offensive player. Legend here in Cincinnati. 3-3 here in the bottom of the second. Peraza, Barnhart, DeSclafani.
A chance to really have a long conversation with Johnny Bench last year in Cooperstown when Vlad was inducted into the Hall of Fame. A good guy. He came over, visited Vlad quite a bit.
Base hit to right field. Went down and got it. Shot it the other way. So the Reds' second baseman's on board. Fourth hit allowed by Jose.
Strong hands for John Bench. Also, that team itself was incredible. That run they had, the Big Red Machine. Statue, Johnny Bench, number 5. What a run they had. Pretty good battles. Even before that, you had the Oakland A's winning 3 straight. And the Yankees got on a roll after the Reds.
I remember reading something. There was a documentary. He had to go to the hospital. Was it his rookie year or second year? He had an illness, if I'm not mistaken. I think he had to have surgery. Just trying to think of when that was. It cost him some games early on in his career. As Barnhart is a 1-ball, 1-strike
player, though.
Johnny, also the host of the Baseball Bunch, the TV show.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one.
Peraza takes off. Sorry, Gooby.
Huge jump.
One down. Barnhart grounding out. Man in scoring position now for the pitcher.
Jose Suarez has been susceptible to stolen bases as well this year. 8 stolen bases against him. He's 1 pickoff. Ground ball out to third base, but that jump, if there's no contact made, he's going to be in scoring position either way.
So they found he had a spot on his lung, so it ended up being early lung cancer at 25 years of age. Wow. He had to have surgery to remove it. I remember watching. It must have been a documentary or something. That would have been in 1972. 72, 73. One-0. Big swing. 1-1. .147 average for the Red starting pitcher. No extra base hits, no RBIs. He's got a man in scoring position. Senzel on deck. 1-1. He'll line this one, gloved by Pujols. He'll fire to second, and Fletcher digs it out of the dirt and turns it into a double play.
Nice play by Albert. Really good play by Fletcher to get to the base and keep his foot on the base. They're going to check it to make sure. Looks like they're comfortable with that call at second. Albert spins around, quickly throws it to Fletcher, scoops on the base, double play.
Trout and good by Albert Pujols there to end the inning. Third inning is being brought to you by Wells Fargo.
And what a nice double play that was. The Angels turn from Albert Pujols to David Fletcher. It's our top tier play brought to you by Arco. Albert catches it on the line, quickly turns around, but nice play by Fletcher to get to the bag, stretch like a first baseman, and keep the foot on the base to complete the double play. 3-6 double play. Pujols to Fletcher.
Albert making it look rather easy. Just catching and throwing almost all in one motion. Jose Suarez had a 1-2-3 second inning. Oh, I'm sorry, he faced 3 batters in that second inning, including that double play. DeSclafani had a 1-2-3 second inning with a couple of strikeouts. Fletcher had a single to right field in the first inning and scored one of the 3 runs on the Upton blast.
You know, that was on a high fastball. See if he goes fastballs down, sliders down as well this at bat.
Trying to get him to chase it. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 hits for the Angels, 4 for Cincinnati. Angels have 1 more interleague series to play, and it's against the Pittsburgh Pirates at home. The feisty Pirates.
Yes. Clint Hurdle at the helm.
Never feisty, Clint.
No, never.
Pulled foul.
Still trying to get him to chase that slider out of the strike zone. He goes with the pattern of the last time he threw a slider. He goes fastball in.
Chopper toward third. Suarez has to hurry. Transfers and safe at first base.
He's made a couple good plays at third base tonight. Fletcher, too much speed, beats it out. And he did come in with the fastball. He jammed him. Second hit of the day for Fletcher. Suarez playing deeper at third with 2 strikes. Got a lot on it. Fletch gets the foot down just in time to beat it out. Pretty good job on the transfer, a lot on the throw. Fletcher beats it out.
Trout walked and scored at the first. Fletcher was on the move at one point during the Trout plate appearance. First one's in for a strike.
Hyundai key for the game tonight for the Angels to be able to pull this one off and snap that losing streak. Little high tech, little wrapper out of Cincinnati. Get the stepping. Got to start getting going as far as wheels in motion. Forcing the issue against Cincinnati tonight.
Check swing foul. No balls, 2 strikes.
2 fastballs in.
That's what he was trying to do in that first at bat, but he kept missing way in off the plate.
Going back inside. A lot of times that's by design. The catcher will set up inside as you throw over to first base. That's a call from the bench to pick off.
Hitters still haven't figured that out. So catchers still do that.
Say no, you haven't figured it out. Throw over again. His footwork is really, really good. It's just a longer throwing motion. It's almost if you want to almost feel like you're playing darts. Short on the throw, footwork's got to be quick, but a longer throwing motion allows a base runner to get an extra step as far as his lead. And the way he throws the baseball, you can see how he's given up some stolen bases. It's a longer throwing motion, gives you that half a step or so to put yourself in position to steal a bag.
Infield base hit for Fletcher. He's at first as Trout takes a called strike 3. Off speed pitch, catches the corner. 1 down.
That was a mistake break a ball that ended up being in the strike zone though. Where Barnhart is set up, it backs up on him. One of those tough pitches as a hitter is you're tracking, thinking break ball's going away. It backs up, catches the inside corner.
Brian Goodwin's 0 for 1. Lifted a fly ball to right field in the first. 1-0 count. Upton, who homered in the first inning, give the Angels a 3-0 leads on deck. Cincinnati responsive, 2 outs, 2 home runs, solo shot and a 2-run shot by Iglesias. That's where we stand now, 3-3 here in the third.
And he's been real good over his last 14 games, Goody. Just under 360 at 359. Quite a few of those hits as well, extra base hits. Had 14 hits during that stretch, 11 of them extra base hits.
DeSclafani is not a guy that has worked deep into games this year. Those pitches he's thrown, 101. Kind of settles in that 85 to 95 range.
I'm Brad Ausmus right now. I'm giving Goody the green light when he's done over the last 14 games.
Full count. I'd have been jumping all over that pitch the way he's been swinging at fastballs, especially on the inner half.
Wonder once again if Fletcher's going to be on the move. Not much of a lead there. It doesn't appear that he's going on this one. Upton, who homered in his first at bat, waiting on deck.
Three-two. Pulled foul. Fletcher not on the move.
Part of that comes down to a Trout at the plate when he was going on a 3-2 with no outs. Trout's knowledge of the strike zone, very patient. Goody generally be a little bit more aggressive at the plate.
Ground ball towards second. Peraza goes to first with the shift on. Suarez a little bit tardy getting to the bag at second, so they take the out. Man in scoring position now for Upton with 2 outs.
Justin Upton coming to the plate. Take a look at our StatCast AI powered by AWS. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and Jay up all over that. Crushes it out to center field. 101.6 miles per hour exit velocity. The distance, 417-foot home run to center field for Justin Upton.
Sixth of the year, now with 17 runs batted in.
Also his 10th career home run against Cincinnati for Justin Upton.
Last home run for Upton was on the 26th against Baltimore at home. DeSclafani stepping off. 2 outs. Coming into play today, Johnson had hit just 162 since the All-Star break. Making sure that he doesn't make another mistake.
Yeah.
Seems going with the breaking ball, but you looked over the last couple of seasons for Justin Upton. He's hit a lot of sliders and curveballs out, even more so than fastballs.
Next pitch, the 50th of the game. That misses inside. 3-0. Pujols on deck. That is center cut fastball, 94.
Justin would love that pitch back. Very similar to the pitch he hit out to center field.
Fletcher, big lead at second base. Here's a 3-1. Missed upstairs, and it's a walk. Second issued by the right-hander. 2 on now for Albert.
He's got those real good career numbers against Cincinnati for Pujols, and also has hit very well in this stadium. 20 career home runs in this ballpark. 47 total against Cincinnati pitching.
Albert grounded out to the shortstop Iglesias in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. DeSclafani, really slow worker.
With Albert Pujols at the plate, let's take a look at Arcia. Give it everything, and he has given it everything and more so against Cincinnati pitching. 345 career hitter against Cincinnati. Bilteri with 361. Stan Hack, that's a perfect name for a hitter. And Rogers Hornsby with 337, just below Albert Pujols 345.
If you don't hack, you must go back.
I don't think you want that name if you're a pitcher, but as a hitter, yes.
It's like Bob Walk.
And we might see him at home.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh coming into town. Color analyst for the Pirates.
Ball and a strike.
Albert's been hitting a lot of base hits to right field of late. Fletcher needs that big secondary lead. Aquino playing pretty shallow in right field.
Well, the way the ball travels here, you almost play it as if you're playing left field at Crawford boxes or at Fenway. Albert takes a fastball for a strike. 1-2. 2 on, 2 outs, 3-3 in the third. Great American Ballpark. Bring up in 2003.
Already 3 home runs hit tonight here. 3 last night as well, all by the Angels.
Breaking ball hit to the left side. Iglesias will throw on to first. Angels are done here in the third. Tied at 3. Jose Suarez to face the top of the order. Senzel, Votto, and Suarez coming up. Ballpark that faces out towards Covington, Kentucky, across the Ohio River. The skyline of Cincinnati behind us. Senzel, the center fielder, takes downstairs. He had a fly ball to right field in the first inning.
Second overall pick, University of Tennessee.
1-0. Pulled foul.
Former teammate at Tennessee with Dalton Saberhagen. Pitcher, lefty pitcher for that Tennessee club. Played together.
Good on speed pitch, tap foul. odd that you never see Tennessee really do anything from a baseball perspective. Well, they play in a tough SEC.
And they've had some pretty good players over the years.
I mean, even just from a record standpoint, from a conference standpoint, maybe it's because of the competition in that area. So Zell didn't like the call. Tom Payne brings him up. First strikeout of the night for Jose.
And remember, Todd Helton came from Tennessee. He played a little quarterback as well.
Votto with a fly ball to right field in the first. 0-2. Votto sees 3 pitches and sits down. Back-to-back strikeouts looking.
Another good pitch.
Mislocation.
With that pump of the fist. Yeah. Kind of reminds us a little bit of the late great umpire Steve Palermo with that little ring up, punch out.
Stassi wanted that pitch up and in. Suarez with a home run in the first inning, his 30th of the year. 72nd run batted in. He had 34 home runs last year, which is a career high. Over 2.
The shift on.
Ground ball right to the shortstop position. A 1-2-3 third inning. We're on to the 4th, tied at 3. $30,000 fans in a tie-dye t-shirt courtesy of DraftKings. Go to angels.com/promotions for more details. Matt Thaiss leading things off for the Angels here, 6, 7, and 8. Thaiss, Rengifo, and Stassi. Sclafani, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed. Thaiss a fly ball to left field that ended the first inning.
A change up followed by a fastball. You try that high fastball or drop a curveball in?
Missed up and in. Suarez, a third baseman, over at the shortstop position. 1-2 now. They bounced about 4 feet in front of the plate.
And it still managed to hit the mask of Micah Barnhart. Just got to the dirt.
Perfect example of guys overthrowing everything nowadays. Max effort. Two-two pitch. Nice swing, fouled back to the net.
It's good to see Matt Thaiss kind of getting those hands up and threw a high fastball like that. Remember, he was pitched initially quite a bit of those fastballs up. Made an adjustment and better with it.
Full count. Kittle's looking to snap their losing streak. before heading off to Boston. Off day tomorrow. 4-game series at Fenway beginning Thursday night. Payoff on the way. Theis yanks it foul.
Out in front of an all-speed pitch. More likely now you'll see a fastball. Anticipating Theis pulling the baseball on the ground where the infield is set up in the shift. Nice play.
Young fan with the glove. Rengifo on deck. Good plate appearance for Theis to open up this 4th inning. He'll chop this with a second. Peraza out in shallow right. Retires him for the first down.
I remember watching the other day Cincinnati practicing ground balls, infielders in that outfield grass, because it's a different read off the dirt as compared to the outfield grass.
.65 pitches now for DeSclafani. Rengifo grounded out the second, chopping one to the left side. First one on the way. Nice effort by Barnhart, but that ball bounced into the glove, into the strike zone. Not quite how it works. Good frame job.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'll get credit for that.
Yeah. Look it back. Hey, was that a strike? You didn't see that, did you?
Rengifo is shaking his head. We're seeing quite a bit of that on both sides. We mentioned early on, Tim Payne behind the plate calling a lot of strikes.
Yeah, this is off the strike zone and brings it back in. A lot of movement. Catcher Smith.
2-1.
Now, if he could bring that back in the strike zone, that would have been impressive.
That's one of those ones in the Atlantic League. The electronic strike zone calls a strike by accident. 2-1. 3-1. Max Stassi on deck. Then the pitcher spot for the Angels. We're in the 4th.
Quite a few pitches in this inning alone. Already 13 pitches thrown this inning. Just with 1 out. Hesitation. DeSclafani not on quite the same page throughout this game with Barnhart behind the plate.
And a walk. Third issued by the right-hander to go with the 3 strikeouts. Man on for Stassi.
Probably see a throw or 2 to first base. I would imagine Rengifo on the move.
Stassi struck out his first time up. Pretty good lead for Luis. 0-2.
It's 2 at bats in a row for Stassi. He's seen a ton of sliders.
Stassi, 28 years of age, from Yuba City, California. Late on that one. Count remains at 0-2. 4th round pick of the Athletics back in 2009 at a high school. All of his big league time come with the Houston Astros prior to the trade. Suarez on deck. Another time called. Chopper towards short. Iglesias comes in, feeds Peraza for one. The relay dug out by Votto. Rengifo did everything he could at second base to disrupt the throw, but it's an inning-ending double play. We're off to the bottom of the fourth, tied at 3.
Zach Greinke part of a very good staff as well. Talk about Cincinnati staff, the Astro staff, very, very good as well. Adding Zach Greinke to that staff.
What do you want? Oh, a baseball from the GOAT. That's his dream. Text him, Gooby. Tell Trotty to
Fly Eagles fly and throw it over to him.
Point at the guy with the sign.
There it is. Hold on.
All right, where's he at? Right field? Looks like right. I see where he's at. Right above the Ollie's bargain outlet sign.
Yep.
Yep. See what you're made of, big guy.
Oh, yeah.
Aquino leading things off against Suarez. He had a base hit his first time up, and it was a line shot to left. That's out towards center field, and Trout's going to watch this one go. Wow. That is a mammoth home run to straightaway center field. 4-3 Cincinnati.
What do we say about them liking this kid a lot? Wow, that is incredible power.
And that didn't even sound flush.
Pretty good indication how strong he is. Missed target, fastball up and in. Where Stassi wants it, heart of the plate, where Suarez delivers a fastball.
What a swing.
Third home run allowed by Suarez tonight. 448-foot home run.
Halos play from behind. Here's Iglesias, who homered in the first inning, a 2-run shot to left. And that was on an off-speed pitch. Two balls, one strike. If you're Jose Suarez, what can you do to make that leap and be successful at the major league level?
It's like we talked early in the opening about missing location, whether it's his changeup or fastball. You have to stay a little bit better balanced on the mound. When he gets a little quick, he misses his spots by a lot. You have to trust your catcher, stay back, keep that front shoulder and hit your spots. He doesn't have an overpowering fastball. You can't miss a spot on a fastball. And also non-strikes on changeups.
Breaking ball is looped to center field. Let's go back to the Aquino at bat at full extension.
It's amazing how far this baseball traveled.
.448 feet. Second home run.
.28 home runs in the minor leagues. Both home runs have been off of lefties. Dallas Keuchel. Now Jose Suarez.
And that is pulled down the left field line, but foul. Herbert just out in front of it. Phillip Ervin, a fly ball to right field in the first inning. So he's 0 for 1. Just missed downstairs.
Well, he is so good against lefties. Oof, you can see why. Wow.
He did that last night when he came in to pinch hit. Just looks comfortable seeing the baseball out of the hand of a left-hander.
It's 486 batter against left-handed pitching on that one. And that's covering 37 at bats. Pretty impressive how comfortable he is in the batter's box against left-handed pitching.
Well, they got Iglesias picked off to throw to second. Good. And out now. He was called safe, apparently. Came off the base. Albert's looking at Fletcher like, what happened? Iglesias himself thought he was out.
Quick throw.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Kind of whiffed on the tag, quickly got back and tagged him after that.
Yeah. So he tagged him up high,
yep,
with the leg getting in. It's tough to tell there.
Back in the day, though, without replay, that was an automatic going to be called out.
It's funny how Iglesias, he had his head down as Ervin pulls it down, so he must have heard the cheers from the crowd, think he was safe,
yeah,
and that's why he head back to second base. Otherwise, how would you know? He himself thought it was out.
He's agreeing with you. Quickly, though, the quick tag back by Fletcher keeps him at a scoring position.
Ripped foul. One out here in the fourth. Cincinnati leads at 4-3. All right, you're on the mound and you're seeing a guy that's got that many good hacks against you. What are you thinking? Make him uncomfortable?
Well, at this point in the count, a little more difficult to do that. I'm throwing him a changeup that's never in the strike zone.
It's a little breaking ball.
He's on your fastball, so that means he's timed the velocity of that one. So slow curveball at 75. It was out in front. And most times, remember, we were always taught never throw a changeup after a curveball because it is very close as far as the speeds of the pitch. I think a changeup fading down and away is a good one now.
Went to a fastball, and it's a base hit to right.
He was on every single fastball thrown by Suarez. How big is that play now at second base? Yep. It's 3 hits in this inning. Now 500 versus lefties. That's a good level swing. $18 hits versus lefties. Make that 19. 19 for 38 now versus lefties for Ervin.
Peraza had a base hit his first time up.
By the way, Ervin's going magic on his Players Weekend. He has been magic against left-handed pitching.
Uniforms were showcased today for Players Weekend. It's coming up towards the end of August.
And I don't know, man. Not feeling them. Wish they would have just left things the way they were. Different colors. Monochromatic. Black and white. Sums up the game today for the most part.
Yeah, I've not seen them quite yet. I've seen the names going.
There's no, yeah, I mean, the names are what the names are, but as far as the unis are concerned, that's what I liked about them. Like the Astros orange one. I like the navy and the red that the Angels had. It's popped up right side. Pujols and Rengifo. Albert calling for it. 2 down. That's Brian Goodwin on the bus ride over. If the Players Association was one that decides the uniforms, the color schemes, or do they put out a couple of them? Hey, you guys vote. What do you think about these? He had no idea. And I said, he goes, I didn't vote for anything. I said, is that why your last name on your jersey is Goodwin? He goes, what? He said, yeah, apparently your Players Weekend jersey says Goodwin on the back. He goes, it is? And a wild pitch puts a man at second base.
No Goody?
You would think, right? Goody two shoes. Too good. Any number of nicknames. Goodwin. I'm sure that can get changed. I'm sure you could text Trouty and
I could do that too. I get that baseball for a fan and get Goody's jersey changed.
You're a man of the people.
Yeah.
Now they're going to intentionally walk Barnhart with the pitcher spot coming up. So Barnhart 0 for 1 with that base on balls. Intentionally.
Disco hit the ball hard the last time, line to double play.
Line that to Albert. Turned a nice little double play, flipping it to Fletcher. Line back up the middle, a base hit. Irvin is going to be waved around. No throw from Trout, and it's 5-3. First RBI of the season for DeSclafani.
DeSclafani's hit the ball hard twice now. Line drive, double play now. Line drive, straight back up the middle for single RBI. One thing you always remember when you see a pitcher at the plate, not a lot of coverage for the outside part of the plate. Generally, you're going to be stepping in the bucket. You're going to hit the ball middle in. Away, more difficult.
Top of the order with 2 men on. Senzel tonight 0 for 2 with a fly ball to right and a strikeout looking. Suarez and Stassi having some communication issues here. One ball, no strikes. 68 pitches thrown by Suarez. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. That was intentional. 8 hits allowed. Aquino with a leadoff home run to start this 4th. Iglesias with a single, and he got picked off, and then Irwin with a single. And the pitcher over at first base with the RBI knock, pushing across the second run of the 4th. 1-2.
Trying to keep this a close enough game. Might see a pinch hitter for Suarez. He'll be leading off the next inning.
The 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Joey Votto's on deck. And 9-1-2 coming up for the Angels, as you pointed out. (5-3) Cincinnati in the 4th. See, go back to last night and all the changeups that we saw from both sides, whether it was Castillo with his 13 strikeouts, Patrick Sandoval in his major league debut picking up the 8 that he picked up. There's enough separation between the fastball and the changeups on both of those guys' parts where you get swings and misses.
Yeah.
How many foul balls have we seen tonight against Jose Suarez? It's just not enough.
Yeah,
it seems.
Changeup's about 84. His fastball's been 90-92 range. Very similar.
And again, so you're comfortable in that fastball count because he's not
you
going to overpower you.
You can't be beat by it, and your mindset is a hitter.
Right. That's got to be a difficult task mentally for a 21-year-old in the big leagues to try to figure that out, because you experience success in the minor leagues, whether it's double or triple A. And you think that, all right, the next level, I can continue to do this, but you have to make some sort of an adjustment.
That's when the breakable, the curveball becomes into play. And he's got good spin on his curveball. He just doesn't throw it enough. It's fastball changeup a lot. There was a curveball.
Yeah, out the shallow left center field. Fletcher's got to get out there, and it falls in the Bermuda Triangle. Talk about a perfectly placed wedge. RBI single off the bat of Senzel. It's 6-3. There's nothing David can do. And Votto will come to the plate.
That was the right pitch. Got soft contact, but it flared in perfectly. Senzel gets a base hit and RBI out of it.
Doug White down to pay a visit. I would imagine that Brad Ausmus, what he's trying to do here, you can sit here and go, oh, why isn't he making a pitching change? The last thing you want to do is burn 2 guys, turn a double switch at this point when you know the pitcher spot's going to lead things off. So you're hoping that Jose's able to get a quick out. You thought you had one there on the pop-up. And then you can go to the bullpen with the pinch hitter to lead things off in the 5th.
It really all comes down to that so important first inning. You look for that shutdown inning. You score 3 runs, but Cincinnati came right back. They feel part of the game, and lo and behold, now they're up by those 3 runs.
Votto comes up 0 for 2, a fly to right and a strikeout looking. 8th man to bat here in the 4th inning. Senzel picks up his 34th run batted in. Breaking ball off the plate, just barely. 1-0. One ball, 1 strike. Senzel will run, has 9 stolen bases on the year, has been caught 4 times. Here's the 1-1. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Very difficult to get Votto to chase anything out of the strike zone.
Votto hits one out towards center field, not very deep. Trout comes in, will squeeze it for the third out, but Cincinnati strikes for 3. We head to the 5th. Reds on top 6-3. Mobile, unlimited talk, text, and data. Save up to 40%. Go to SpectrumMobile.com today. By the Jeep Compass with 32 Highway MPG. Just one of the many interactive areas here at Great American Ballpark, especially with that Hall of Fame and Museum just outside the ballpark. A celebration of the 150 years of the Cincinnati Red Leggings. Beautiful night, a warm, muggy one. They had some rain during the afternoon, but it has been pleasant without any threat of rain so far as we are in the top of the 5th inning. The Angels are down by the score of 6-3. A lot of Angel fans have traveled from Cleveland down to Cincinnati. It's been a tough go. This Angels team right now trying to snap the losing streak. And it looks like Jose Suarez will lead things off here, and I guess it's to not burn a bench player here to lead things off. Well, that's going to send it back out for the bottom of the 5th. Suarez struck out in the 2nd inning. They could easily go south for DeSclafani. From a command perspective, it's not as if he's been dominant in this ball game. A lot of pitches. A chopper to the left side. Eugenio Suarez has it. 1 down. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 3 hits allowed for DeSclafani. Retires the first batter here in the 5th. Top of the order now, David Fletcher coming up. He's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles.
Yeah, he's had some traffic against him.
And it's not as if he's overly comfortable with that traffic on the base paths, meaning there's stress.
Yep. A lot of throws over the first base as well. Susceptible to a stolen base.
Although perhaps now with a 3-run lead in the 5th inning, he settles in.
Yeah, you feel a lot better about challenging hitters in the strike zone and trusting your stuff.
As we say, then he overthrows a breaking ball, and it's 1-2. Two down.
Four strikeouts in the game. DeSclafani. 2 looking, 2 swinging.
Trout, a walk with a run scored to the 1st, struck out looking at a 3rd. Backup breaking ball that locked him up.
Going back inside, see if he can clear the hips and drive one.
At the very least, and while it has not been overly effective for DeSclafani, I like the fact that at least it continues to try to work the inside part of the plate. And that did not get in. That is headed out toward left center field. Towering shot, big fly for Mike Trout. And the Angels get one of those runs back. It is 6-4 Cincinnati.
Clearing those hips on a pitch on the inner half and way out to left center. 38th home run. 16th home run last 26 games for Trout. And that swing after a fastball inner half missed. Ready, worthy of a Carlos Cam replay, going back inside with a fastball, didn't get it in. 94. And Trout crushes that baseball out. Amazing the power that Trout has. Definitely worthy of a Carlos Cam replay.
Goodwin takes an off-speed pitch for a strike. Goody out in right field tonight, 0 for 2 with a fly to right. Ground ball to second. The home run for Mike, 38th. Now with 89 runs batted in.
Already with 8 home runs that traveled over 440 feet this year for Trout. It's a long home run there as well.
Deep into the Angels' pen. 0-2. That home run estimated at 412.
Now one behind Christian Yelich for the MLB lead, who is not playing tonight for Milwaukee.
They're Pittsburgh, right?
Yep.
Splashed down yesterday into the right field. Goodwin went around the off-speed pitch, so he settles down, gives up the 2-out home run to Mike Trout, 38th of the year, as the Angels get one of the runs back. They hit at the bottom of the 5th, and 6-4 Reds. Out on the mound, he'll face Suarez, Aquino, and Iglesias. And Jose delivers a strike. Eugenio Suarez, a home run in the first inning, a ground out in the third. 79 pitches for Jose. This is foul back. 0-2, and it appears to be action in the Angels bullpen.
Yeah, as good as Cincinnati's pitching has been, their strength has been their starting pitching as compared to their bullpen. So you just keep it close here if you're Suarez. Get a quick inning here, give your team a chance to come back.
So Trevor Cahill getting ready. One, two now.
A little better there for Suarez as far as getting inside with his fastball. Again, Suarez at the plate. When you look coming into the game, Suarez versus his fastball this year, Victor, .339 batting average versus his fastball.
That's got to be a little frustrating.
Yeah, it's got to be better as far as location. Secondary pitch is much better, .233. But 6 home runs, .339 versus his fastball.
And he got him with the off-speed pitch. And a good one. One down.
That's the pitch as Suarez was chasing all last night. Had a long at bat. He hit a 3-2 pitch out against Jose Suarez in the first inning. That was located perfectly.
Aquino 2 for 2 with a single and a home run. Jose now with 3 strikeouts. That's out toward left center field. Upton's not going to get there. It'll fall in for a hit. So a 3-hit game for Aquino.
Yeah, a lot of times you can see the power he has when he hit the home run to center field, but that's how strong he is when he's jammed. Jammed on a breaking ball. Just above the handle, but still strong enough to get into left field for a base hit. First game for him.
First career 3-hit game. He had 1 game last year in the big leagues. Iglesias takes downstairs. Jose 2 for 2 as well. Had a 2-run home run in the first inning. Had a single in the fourth. Ground ball towards second. Rengifo comes in to Fletcher for one. They're not going to turn the double play. They get the lead runner for round number 2. Phillip Ervin coming to the plate now.
Ervin is really covered left-handed pitching, including a couple really good swings tonight.
I thought as Ervin was coming to the plate that maybe that's when Cahill would be coming in. Hopefully it works out in Jose's favor. Ervin 1 for 2. 1-0. 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 left on for the Angels. Cincinnati 6 runs on 10 hits. They've stranded 2.
Think about it, they've been a lot of traffic themselves. They pick off a line drive double play.
They'll pop up. Got on the off speed pitch. Fletcher on the grass makes the catch for the 3rd out. 5 complete. Halos are down 6-4 when we return. A new edition of Gooby Tuesday.
They're from Seattle. I started my career in Seattle. We got to know them a little bit, and I love their music.
Well, Jeremy had spoken. That's for sure. Jeremy Reed.
You didn't have that in the can for a long time, did you? Jeez, man.
Just waiting
really?
around for a while.
Are we trying?
No, we were always trying.
Oh. So the question was, what band would you have liked to have played in?
Yeah, played in, yeah.
Played in. And for you, what would that be?
Oh,
Zeppelin?
Zeppelin, yeah.
Right, okay.
Well, they do. They need a drummer. So.
Oh. Well, this is a valid point.
Yes. What about you?
So you would play drums? Is that what you would play?
Yeah. Not well, but I would try.
Upton pops this one foul and out of play, so it's a 1-ball 2-strike count. I'm trying to think here, because I don't want to go with like the standard, like I like the Stones or Fleetwood Mac or anything like that, or Boston being one of my favorite bands. I'd like to, if I'm going to contribute,
yes, please do so,
to a band,
please
I want
do
it
so.
to be significant.
Yes.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Now, what about? Let me think about it. What about Terry Smith and Mark Langston?
Yeah. Oh, you know Langer with him.
Well, yeah, he would be the 4th guy of Rush, which will never happen.
Yeah.
There it Terry is. Smith. It's either a Katy Perry backup singer, right?
There
or
it is.
ABBA.
Yes. Yeah. Terry Smith is trying to keep up the success rate on Gooby Tuesdays so far.
Yeah. So yeah,
going for 8th in a row, and then he goes, no, he doesn't know what band.
I'm going to go with ABBA.
Yes.
It's a good thing you prepared them. The whole point of going to them is to surprise them. Do you do anything that's just kind of seriously? Do you have to plan everything out?
No, that was just Terry. How would I have a plan to put a question mark there?
Yeah. Upton pulls one out toward left field. Ervin moving back, has a little too much topspin on it. 1 down. I think absolutely the harmonica for Terry Smith with ABBA.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Or the cymbal. He seems like a cymbal on the hip guy.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, what about you then?
I still don't know.
Still don't know?
No. You know what? Maybe a
played
country
the horns.
band.
Played the horns for Frank Sinatra or something back in the day.
No.
No.
Maybe play the bongos for somebody, for Carlos Santana. How about that?
There you go.
So we're both going somewhat percussion, right?
Yes.
However, chases the fastball. No balls, 2 strikes. One and 2.
After high fastball, you got to believe slider here now. See if Albert punch that ball the other way if it's outside corner.
Pretty good hack.
Another fastball.
Yeah. Albert twice has grounded out to short. Terry with the question mark. What is he, the Riddler?
You say, riddle me this.
1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, maybe he's the guess who.
Oh, man. Isn't there a new Joker movie coming out?
Yes,
He's going to make a guest appearance.
That's the Riddler.
2-2. That's line to left center field, a base hit. Irvin gets over there, cuts it off. Pujols stops at first, a 1-out single.
I don't know if he's going the Jim Carrey version of the Riddler or Frank Gorshin back in the day on the TV show as the Riddler. Does he go? That's so good.
Oh, Riddler. Oh, man. We have ourselves a double switch coming up here with the pitcher spot for Cincinnati due up third. DeSclafani will depart here with 1 out in the 6th inning. Angels have a man on. Cincinnati's up 6-4. Pitching change with Matthijs due up next. Full 6th inning of Pujols at first base. Amir Garrett takes over on the mound. He replaces DeSclafani. And the new left fielder is Josh Van Meter. Van Meter will bat in the number 9 spot. Lefty on lefty here with Theis at the plate. And Matt cuts through the first one.
Threw him a slider first pitch. Fastball firm 92-98. Also a changeup. A little fade action to it.
Garrett 50th game. 4-1. 2.79 ERA. 61 strikeouts. 24 walks in 42 innings. Theis tonight. Fly ball to left and a ground ball to second. 1-1.
Also likes to throw his slider quite a bit on a 1-1 count to a lefty as well.
Got a fastball at 94. We got it in on the hands. It's 1-2. 2-run deficit for the Angels. Luis Rengifo on deck. And he goes down swinging. 2 outs.
A couple nasty breaking balls during that sequence. You know, that one fastball, and that an off-speed pitch to get a swing and miss strikeout against Theis. Rengifo's got some pretty good pop in his bat. Look for first pitch fastball here.
0 for 1 with a walk and a ground ball to third as he pulls this one foul. .250 average from the right side compared to .238 from the left. Pretty good fuzz from the left side. 97. Second round pick, 22nd round pick, I should say, of the Reds, 2011. 0-2. Popped up. Suarez, the third baseman, calling forward. Angels are done here in their half of the 6th inning. Cincinnati on top 6-4. Earned 10 hits, including 3 home runs, 3 strikeouts, 1 intentional walk. 91 pitches. Jose Peraza, the second baseman, leading things off. He had a single in the second, popped out in the fourth. First pitch, breaking ball for a strike. No one. Back-to-back breaking balls did not go. Evens up the count. 5 hits for the Angels. That includes 2 home runs. Cincinnati, 10 hits, 3 home runs. Iglesias, Suarez, and Aquino. Challenged him with the fastball. Foul tipped, 1-2.
Hasn't quite had that velocity on his fastball that we saw last year for Justin Anderson. His slider and curveball still solid. Remember last year touching 97, 98. Pretty much every fastball he would throw. Why location is important for Justin with his fastball.
Oh, the fastball up, it looks like. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. The catcher Barnhart on deck. Another 1-2. Breaking ball misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Off the end of the bat towards second, Rengifo. 1 down. Brings up Barnhart. He's been on board once via the intentional walk. That was in the 4th inning. Cincinnati scored 3 times. Switch hitting catcher, 0 for 1. Came at batting .213 with 6 home runs and 25 RBIs. Houston leading Colorado 3-0 in the top of the 4th. Oakland leading the Cubs 8-0. Top of the 4th at Wrigley.
Yeah, John Lester struggled for the Cubs. We watched a little bit of that back and forth game last night between the Cubs and the A's.
The Rangers and the Indians were postponed tonight up in Cleveland. Just after the Rangers shut out the Indians 1-0 last night. Here's 6-4 Cincinnati. One or two. Seattle will host San Diego later on. They'll be without Tim Beckham, 80-game suspension.
Well, it's been a tough year for Seattle after the great start they had at 13-2.
It's a lot different looking team today than it was on opening day. Two now. Full count. Van Meter is on deck.
Part of the reason why David Bell made that decision to go double switch is you keep Garrett in there, the lefty, with the possibility of having Shohei Ohtani pinch hit. Second batter next inning.
That's out toward right field. Hit well. Goodwin moving back, and that is off the top of the wall and gone. A home run for Tucker Barnhart, his 7th of the year. And it's a 3-run deficit for the Angels once again.
Six total home runs hit tonight, 9 in this 2-game set so far. A lot of the plate on an off-speed pitch. We try to go back door on the slider.
Fifth home run allowed by Anderson this year. Here's Van Meter, 284 average on the year, 4 home runs, 11 runs batted in. He was part of that double switch that brought Garrett in. He's batting in the number 9 spot in the order. No balls, 2 strikes, top of the order, and Senzel on deck. And the bounce over to Pujols. 2 outs. Angels will head to Boston after the game, have an off day tomorrow. Red Sox currently trailing Kansas City 6-1. Good game in the 7th inning at Fenway Park.
Boston has been struggling. Won the first game of that series against Kansas City, but overall in their last 10 games, 2-8 for Boston.
The Angels are scheduled to face Chris Sale, David Price,
Rick Porcello,
and then Andrew Cashner. Essentially the top 4 of their rotation.
Starting pitching this year for the Red Sox, not as good as it was last year. They won the World Series and won a ton of games on their way to that World Series title.
No balls, 2 strikes on Senzel, who's 1 for 3. They said going into spring training down at Fort Myers that because of the World Series, and anytime you go to the World Series, you obviously playing much longer, and so you tend to slow things down. That the program, especially for a guy like Chris Sale, was a little bit different. Didn't really pitch a whole lot in spring.
Yeah.
And it seems like that caught up, or had caught up with him at the beginning of the season. There was a stretch where he was pretty good.
Yeah, because he wasn't really getting that velo on his fastball.
Do you agree with something like that?
I think they do that too often. I mean, there's been for a long period of time where clubs go through the World Series, you just go right in your normal routine in spring training. I think you try to keep everything as close to normal as possible.
I think the Astros, when they won the World Series, did exactly that, and they came out like gangbusters.
Yeah.
Doing the exact same thing. I know personnel is different, but 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think the bottom line is they were trying to make sure they were willing to take a chance of not being as crisp early on, and then they would get momentum going with their offense, and then they would start pitching well. But it hasn't been the case really the whole year for their staff.
Two now.
Remember, the Dodgers took that approach with Walker Buehler pitching a lot of innings in the World Series last year for the Dodgers. A couple Dodgers pitchers. And he started off kind of slow, but wow, has he been throwing the ball really, really well of late. I understand when you have some younger guys, but there's some veterans you're talking about for Boston. And Chris Sale and David Price, Rick Porcello.
Fouled it back. Reset it, do it again at 3-2. This, of course, unless the veterans themselves ask for a different type of a workload or approach, that's always possible. But Mookie, obviously not having the MVP season he had last year.
No.
Although Rafael Devers is.
Yeah. He is really swinging the bat.
That'll begin on Thursday night at Fenway. 3-2 again. Senzel strikes out. Reds get a run on the Barnhart home run. We're off to the 7th inning. Cincinnati leads it 7-4. Want to play in. Guys over in the radio booth. Terry had the question mark.
Yes.
I was laughing and thinking in my head, I think a question mark. I think of the Riddler. And the guys in the truck are having some fun. There he is.
There, he's riddle me this. Riddle me this. It's a comeback time. In the 7th inning for the Halos, for the Riddler.
Riddler. Terry's playing along.
Yes.
And he, you know what? He's essentially in his backyard here in Ohio. He is. He's the mayor here, not you, big guy.
No,
you're the mayor everywhere else. Terry Smith,
the
legend.
Ohio State.
That's right. He's a legend here. Tom Sawyer, baby.
Terry says, "Move to the side,
This
Langer.
is about me,
This is about
Langley.
me, the Riddler. Riddle me this, Langston. Move to the side of the road."
Oh, Stassi, pitcher spot, and Fletcher coming up for the Angels. Amir Garrett on the mound. He finished off the 6th inning. Kevin Smith's grabbed a bat. He'll be in the on-deck circle. Stassi fouls it off. No balls, 2 strikes. Max 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a double play ball. How many years did Terry do Ohio State?
I want to think 18, 19 years. It was a long time.
And the Columbus Clippers, right, for a long time.
Yep.
Called strike 3. Stassi goes down looking, 1 out.
Also worked for the Jacksonville Suns and the Memphis Chicks before working his way up to Columbus.
Here's Kevin Smith, pinch hitting. 254 on the year, 9 doubles, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs.
Still pretty impressive. His first year with the Angels. Won the World Series in 2002. For Terry Smith.
Almost as good as third batter in. 714th home run for Hank Aaron, like Marty Brennaman. Winning a World Series is pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Marty eventually did. Back to a couple of World Series, matter of fact, early part of his broadcasting career. Kevin Smith was behind the plate last night. Ended up going 0 for 3. Pinch hitting here in the 7th. 1 out. 7-4 Cincinnati.
Pretty good hack. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Kevin Smith, 340 hitter versus left-handed pitching.
One, 2 now. And down goes Smith. Back-to-back strikeouts for Garrett. 2 outs. Top of the order coming up.
Here, Garrett has really settled in a bullpen role. Early on, Cincinnati was considering him as a starter.
You can see where it'd be tantalizing to have an arm like that as a starter, but sometimes you're just better off leaving guys where they're at. Remember, the Rangers had a couple of guys, including Neftali Feliz, that they used and bounced back and forth. Alexi Ogando, remember him?
Yep.
That they used out of the bullpen, tried to make starters. Both eventually had arm problems. This ground ball to short. Iglesias has it. Amir Garrett has himself a 1-2-3 7th stretch time here in the Queen City. Cincinnati leads at 7-4.
By Subway. At Subway restaurants, choose a different 6-inch sub of the day every day for just $3.99 each. By Agua Caliente Casinos Palm Springs and Rancho Mirage. Experience extraordinary. And by City National Bank.
Halos are down 7-4 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Beautiful shot from Kentucky, looking back over to Ohio in the downtown area of Cincinnati. Here in the 7th inning, the Angels have Cam Bedrosian taking over on the mound. He replaces Justin Anderson, who gave up a run in his 1 inning. Cam on for the 51st time. He's 3-3. The 3.14 ERA, 54 strikeouts, 19 walks in 51+ innings. Cam will get Votto, Suarez, and Aquino. First one to Votto in their first strike. Cam falls behind here, 2-1. Votto tonight 0 for 3. A couple of fly ball outs and a strikeout looking. Three and 1.
A lot of good patience against Cam Bedrosian here in this at bat.
Votto skies one out toward left field. Upton's going back toward the corner. Onto the track, and he drops the baseball. And Votto will end up at second base. Second time of the series that the Angels have dropped the baseball in the outfield. Trout did it last night. Upton, and what should have been the first out here, the 7th, commits the error. That's his 3rd of the season.
And the Angels have pitched Votto very well in this series. It's 1 for 7.
Almost appeared as if Justin wasn't sure where he was at in relation to the wall, because it looked like he was ready to jump up.
Yeah, and he wasn't even quite to the wall. He was just in the middle of the warning track.
So man in scoring position for Eugenio Suarez. 1 for 3 with a home run.
One of those times as a pitcher you try to pick up your teammate. Your mindset is, I'm looking for a strikeout. Worst case scenario, get a ground ball on the left side of the infield. Did not allow Votto to advance to third base.
That ball hits him. So Suarez is on board with a hit by pitch. 2 on, nobody out.
Just gets that elbow guard. Trying to go up and in.
Aquino, 3-hit game, 2 singles and a home run to straightaway center field. Outfield straight around, infield looking for a double play ball. Aquino has grounded into 1 in 5 games. Takes a strike to even the count.
Votto not a real big lead at second base as well.
Camp pitched 3 days ago at Cleveland. Inning in a third and now a little dribbler back toward the mound. Play goes to first. They get the out. Essentially works as a sacrifice. As Votto ends up at third base and Suarez at second. Infield will have to come in. Good pitch by Cam. It's Jose Iglesias coming up. Pesky little hitter. 2 for 3. In these type of situations, he's just trying to slap something out to the outfield.
Yeah, he puts the ball in play pretty good. It's 351 at bats coming in the game. There's 50 strikeouts, so it's not easy to get a strikeout from him.
Little flare foul.
That's the right pitch. Up and in to try to jam him. Always that first pitch with a man on third. That's what you try to do.
Especially for a guy that's very aggressive early on in the count.
Cam's averaged over a strikeout in innings pitched this year. Head of the count.
No 1. Didn't miss by much at 95. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good to see a talk with Cam's dad, Steve Bedrosian. Been on the trip.
Still in great shape.
Forget how big of a dude he is.
Yes, yes. Cy Young Award winner.
One. Iglesias chops this one to third. Thaiss. 2 down.
Got that ground ball. Soft ground ball with the infield in and get a chance now through the inning. No damage. All set up with that first pitch fastball in. Getting the reach for a breaking ball. Ground ball to third. Second out.
This is the pitcher's spot, and it'll be Winker coming up to pinch hit for Amir Garrett. 270 on the year with 15 home runs, 37 runs batted. He's 2 for 17 as a pinch hitter. One of those hits a home run.
Well, if you get through this inning and no damage done, and you get Garrett out of the game as well, it's a win-win here for the Angels. The way he's thrown the ball out of the bullpen for Cincinnati.
Two balls, no strikes. And with Thaiss off the bag at third base, Votto could take a big lead at third. The trail runner Suarez at second base. Cam trying to work around a leadoff error by Upton in left field. A fly ball by Upton, or by Votto, I should say. Two balls, no strikes. And with Winker up, 15 home runs. First base open. You can, make him swing at your pitch. You have Peraza, light hitting second baseman, on deck.
If that's what the thought is, I think you just put him on, because you're more apt to make that mistake, break a ball in the dirt, which you don't want to do here.
Now you got him to chase that breaking ball. Pujols to Bedrosian. The error, no big deal. Two runners stranded. We head to the eighth. Trout's going to lead things off.
Continue Pablo again. He has given up plenty of home runs, now 7 overall with 2 outs. And today, Reds wasted no time. Eugenio Suarez, not related to Jose Suarez, with number 30, Jose Iglesias. Pesky hitter himself goes deep. And for the Angels, a good sign to have Justin Upton, badly needed with his offense to get going again, making some good passes at the baseball. Michael Lorenzen on the mound out for the Reds, and Victor Rojas.
Thanks a lot, Jose. We appreciate it. Lorenzen pitched last night. Back out here, 54th game, 0-2 with a 3.05 ERA. He faced Trout last night and challenged him with a fastball. As the Angels have 2, 3, and 4 coming up in the 8th. Goodwin to follow, then Upton. You also have Shohei Ohtani available off the bench. Mike 1 for 2. Walk, strikeout, and a home run.
This time starts with a curveball.
No balls, 2 strikes. Last night he homered, tonight he homered, Gooby.
That was a slider last night off Castillo. How far that went. Exit velocity just under 110 miles per hour. Then tonight, this time on a fastball, 94 mile an hour fastball, going 412 feet for Trout. Back-to-back nights with home runs.
A great crowd, Mike, by the way, on that last one.
That's a good sound.
Light little rain falling here, little drizzle as we play here in the 8th inning. See some folks heading to the exits. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's an official game currently. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. It's not as if there's a storm blowing in, but you never know when the this time of year with the heat and the humidity.
You said I saw a little lightning somewhere around.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. Here's a 2-2. Full count.
Tried to bring that one back. Unable to do so.
A little rumble.
Yeah.
Distance.
And with Trout at the plate, you almost think of the natural.
Oh. And that is skied down the left field line, but foul, towering shot.
Oh, wow.
They weren't expecting those in the triple play suites.
No.
You're welcome. He will turn 28 tomorrow.
Going in with a fastball. Oh, changeup in.
Another payoff. Trout strikes out. Got him upstairs with a fastball. One down.
That same pitch last night upstairs. Challenged him, some good swings in that at bat for Trout. Realized he was beaten upstairs. Reaction was, you got me upstairs. Good battle there between the two.
Here's Brian Goodwin, right fielder. Cole getting the night off. Goodwin 0 for 3, a fly ball to right, a ground out, and a strikeout. A steadier rain now. One ball, but strike.
Back-to-back change-ups. Especially when you throw that hard. You're looking fastball. Change-ups instead.
Goodwin shoots one out the left field, hit well. Van Meter moving back. It's over his head. One hops the wall. Goodwin in second with a one-out double.
It's not an easy play for an outfielder. You look up trying to track that, and then you get some rain potentially going in your eyes as well. Goody picks up an extra base hit again. It's 12 in his last 15 hits. Extra base. Fastball, shorten up a swing. That's a real good approach there for Goodwin.
Upton at the plate. 3-run home run in the first, a walk in the third, a fly ball to left in the sixth. Time was called. Looks like they're going to bring the tarp out now. So we are officially in a rain delay.
Lorenzen warmed up, comes in the game, then it might be a while before he goes back out there. You wonder if he would indeed be still part of the game with that power arm he has.
Looks like a quick cell that's running through, so maybe it's not that long of a delay. At least according to the radar. Once this cell goes through, then opens up a little bit. We're at the top of the 8th inning and officially a rain delay. The Angels are trailing it 7-4. Remember, man in scoring position. Brian Goodwin at the plate.
He's going to sit that one through. They were ready.
We're going to step aside for a moment. A rain delay here in Cincinnati. And Robert Stevenson takes over in his place. Stevenson on for the 39th time, 3-2 mark at a 4.73 ERA, 45 plus innings, 61 strikeouts and 20 walks. He will face Justin Upton with 1 out and 1 on. 7-4 Cincinnati here at the top of the 8th.
Yeah, he's got a power fastball, 93-97, also a curveball, slider, and a changeup. There's a lot of sliders, though. Even though he has a firm fastball, you throw a lot of breaking balls.
26-year-old native of Martinez, California. Reds' first round pick out of high school in 2011. Upton a 3-run home run to the first, a walk into third, a fly ball to left in the sixth. "54-minute rain delay." Lorenzen ends up going 1/3 of an inning, giving up a hit, and he's responsible for the man at second base. Two balls, no strikes. Cubs lost tonight, so important game for the Reds. They have an off day tomorrow. And then we'll welcome in the Cubs for a 4-game series beginning Thursday night.
And a 2-0 slider off the plate. Got Upton to chase it. Actually, he throws a lot of sliders.
Albert Pujols on deck. Three and one.
There's another one. This may be the time where Upton would get a fastball now. 3-1 count.
Three one from Stevenson. Fastball in there. 94.
Now he might swing back to a slider now on a 3-2 count to Upton.
Three-two. Walked him. So 2 on, tying run coming to the plate. And Albert.
That's all you can ask for late in the game to bring that tying run to the plate. Albert with 47 career home runs against Cincinnati.
Albert 1 for 3 tonight. Singled in the 6th inning. Off the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. Struggling to throw strikes. Shohei Ohtani's come out to the on deck circle. He would bat for Matt Thaiss. Outfield straight around. Iglesias, his shortstop, playing Albert to pull. 2-0.
We're not trying to bring that back in the strike zone, but below it. He threw Upton a 2-0 slider. So he does the Albert here 2-0 count.
Faint chant of "Let's Go Angels" behind the Angels dugout along the third base side. 2-0. Skied foul. This one out of play.
Boy, he challenged him with a fastball. That was Albert's zone as well, just out in front.
Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. Halos down 3 here in the 8th inning. 3-1.
Going to be patient here for Pujols, knowing his zone, looking for that spot on a 3-1 pitch.
Here comes the 3-1. Pulled foul. Got a fastball.
Twice now he's been out in front on fastballs, pretty firm fastballs to boot. He's been able to throw his fastball closer to the zone than his breaking ball, even though he's thrown a lot of 3-2 sliders this year to right-handed batters.
Stevenson ready. Good one at second. Upton at first. 3-2. Called strike 3. Bottom part of the strike zone. 2 outs.
Went with the slider this time. He gets the lower part of the strike zone.
Ohtani pinch hitting here. Albert certainly not happy with John Tumpane.
Yeah, he's saying that ball was down.
Appeared to be in the strike zone on the replay. Pitching change here in the 8th inning. They're going to match up lefty-lefty. Or are they? Along with up to the moment news and more, download MLB At Bat today. It's your #1 app for Angels baseball. Lucas Sims is the pitcher, facing Shohei Ohtani with 2 on, 2 outs. First one's down and in. 1 ball, no strike. Sims has allowed a .125 batting average against left-handers, and that's why he's in.
And he throws a lot more off-speed pitches, and Shohei Ohtani, especially slower ones, has had a tougher time on that 91, 95 on his fastball, curveball, slider, changeup.
One.
That was off the plate in.
Sims picked up in a trade with the Atlanta Braves last July.
I was wondering if that was going to be the last fastball Ohtani would see. He's gotten 2 sliders. That 1 fastball that looked like it was off the plate and called a strike. Comes back with a breaking ball well off the plate. Just. And this is Ohtani's knee.
Shohei hitting .286. 15 home runs, 43 runs batted in. He's 3 for 8 as a pinch hitter this year. He represents the tying run. Cole Calhoun's come out to the on-deck circle.
He's got that power to tie it up. Pull the ball.
2 on now. A lot of 3-1 counts. Angels favor this inning.
Should see a fastball.
And he walked up. Bases loaded. So a double by Goodwin. Walk to Upton. After the Pujols strikeout, a walk to the pinch hitter Ohtani. And here comes Cole. Cole, a .233 average on the year. 25 home runs, 59 runs batted in as a pinch hitter this season. 0 for 2. Barnhart pays a visit, talk things over. Angels have him loaded up with Goodwin standing at third base, Upton at second, and the tying run is Shohei Ohtani at first. First one on the way. Off speed pitch for a strike.
As wet as that outfield grass is, if Cole can drive in the right center field, you got a chance to tie the game up. A lot of room in right center.
Oh, one. That is out toward right center field. Hit well. Aquino. Senzel. Aquino with the running catch out to the alley at right center field. And he takes away extra bases and a potentially tied game. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 7-4 Cincinnati.
Long strides to get to that baseball. Keno, nice play in the alley.
It's Ty Buttrey on in relief. Cam Bedrosian pitched the scoreless 7th inning. This will be Ty's 51st appearance, 6-5 with a 3.48 ERA, 61 strikeouts at 51 2/3 innings. It's been a tough go for him of late. His last 3 outings, he's given up some runs. So he's trying to keep it a 3-run deficit. The Angels having to empty the bench with the pinch hitting. Albert Pujols moves over to third base for the first time since 2015. Jared Walsh takes over at first. That's the new first baseman. And Wilfredo Tovar takes over at shortstop, moving Fletcher over to second base. And I'd imagine it was a double switch too, with the pitcher spot coming up.
That was either Walsh or Tovar to bat in that second spot. Second in the order coming up in the 9th.
Bottom third of the order for Cincinnati. It's Peraza, Barnhart, and then Van Meter. Two balls, 2 strikes. Peraza tonight 1 for 3 at a single in the second inning. He's popped out and grounded out since. Foul tipped into the mid, 1 down. Good fastball upstairs.
You see that life on the fastball from Ty Buttrey? Upper part of the zone gets it by him.
Barnhart homered his last time up. That was against Justin Anderson. 1 for 2 game. He's also been intentionally walked.
Pretty good hack on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Let's get a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Burger looks good.
Try them at $4.99 barbecue bacon double cheeseburger combo.
1 ball, 1 strike. Shows bunt, pulls it back, 2-1. And that is out to deep right field. It's a 4-run deficit. Barnhart with his second home run of the game. It's 8-4.
Back-to-back at bats for the home run for Barnhart. Fastball upstairs, and he brought his hands up and hit that well to right center.
First career multi-homer game for Barnhart.
5th home run of the night for the Reds.
8th home run of the season. Van Meter takes down and in. Van Meter 0 for 1. Left fielder takes upstairs. And it's 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball that Barnhart hit 96 miles per hour. It's a little bit lower than normal for Ty.
He was settling 98, 99 for the most part this year.
Van Meter shoots one out the left. Upton's got to go back on it. 2 down. Top of the order, and Senzel coming up. One for 4 game for Senzel. RBI single back in the 4th inning. Eight 4 Cincinnati here in the 8th. We talk about it often about the change as far as momentum when the Angels top of the inning have an opportunity. Yep. Even with the bases loaded, 2 outs, but unable to cash in the runs.
Keenum made a real nice play to be able to cover that ground to catch that shot by Cole Calhoun. It looked like it was going to get into the gap and potentially tie the game up.
That ball falls. It is a tie game. There's no doubt about it, with Ohtani being the trail runner. And I thought off the bat it had a chance to fall. Senzel was shading the opposite way in center field. Flipped out toward right field. Here comes Goodwin. He'll play it on a hop.
You talk about a defensive play to be able to save a lead. Long strides for Aquino. He's able to track that one down, even with Senzel coming close to him as well. Been impressive in this 2-game set, both swinging the bat and defensively. Cut a ball off, remember, down the right field line. Start the game with Fletcher. Looked like it was going to be an extra base hit. Held into a single.
13 hits tonight for Cincinnati. Votto 0 for 3. Reached his last time up in the 7th inning. That was the error by Upton. Walsh holding Senzel at first. 2-0. Two-0. 3-0. Eugenio Suarez is on deck. Swing at 3-0. Not surprised. Full count. Senzel will be on the move at first base. Walsh will play behind him with a left-handed batter up. Ty's thrown 22 pitches so far. 1 strikeout, 2 hits, one of which was the home run by Barnhart. And now the payoff. Walked him.
Starting to see a little bit of frustration now for Ty Buttrey in his delivery and finishing off some pitches.
Imagine that's got to be the most difficult part as you are rolling through the season, living in the upper 90s, and all of a sudden you've had 3 or 4 consecutive outings in which you've given up some runs, and you're down. Doesn't sound like much, 2-3 miles per hour, but now that 2-3 miles per hour puts you in what in today's game is hitting speed.
Yeah.
You're not blowing guys away.
And it's a little bit flatter as far as the baseball going through the zone.
Doug White still out there talking with Buttrey. Senzella second, Votto at first base. Suarez at the plate. He's 1 for 3, homered back in the first. Was hit by a pitch by Bedrosian in the seventh. The baseball grazed his uniform. Long night with a almost an hour rain delay. That occurred in the top of the eighth. 1-0.
Had to throw that for a strike. Got a lot of the plate on that all-speed pitch. A breaking ball.
Last outing was on the third for Buttrey. That was a scoreless outing, ending in 2/3. So he's now allowed at least a run in 4 of his last 5. Fastball in there, good one. 2-2. Aquino on deck. 2-2 pitch. Got him. Foul tipped into the mitt. A run in for Cincinnati. Angels are down 8-4 as we Halos will have 8-9-1 coming up to face Raisel Iglesias, the closer, who pitched last night. And he's back in there this evening. This will be his 48th appearance. He's 2-8 with a 4.10 ERA. The Angels have Stassi, Walsh, and then Fletcher coming up against the right-hander. Iglesias last night 1/3 of an inning as he came in to get the final out. That was striking out Shohei Ohtani on an off-speed pitch. Max Stassi tonight 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts and a double play ball.
Monday key for the game tonight. Going back to that earlier in the game. Get the step, and they had a good shot at right away. First inning, 3 runs, but Cincinnati responds right back with 3 themselves. Home run ball throughout this whole game for Cincinnati, including 2 by Tucker Barnhart tonight, taking the lead. Chance error. Cole Calhoun looked like he had a gapper, but Aquino, really good play in right center field.
One ball, 2 strikes. Jared Walsh on deck. That is the pitcher spot. And Osman's doing the old double switch. Two now. Stassi strikes out. 1 out.
Bases with a real good breaking ball. Tight slider. Up a punch out.
Walsh 216 average, 8 for 37. 2 balls and no strikes. Fletcher on deck, and then you have Trout. Halos are down 4. To 1.
Ross Pete pitched 2-0.
Walsh rips one out to right field. That's over the head of Aquino, and it's off the top of the wall. Long single.
For that first major league home run, very close to it. Covered that one, 108 miles per hour exit velocity. Another changeup. Stayed back on it well and lines it off the wall. Played very well by Aquino again out of right field. Just made some nice defensive plays for Cincinnati tonight.
Here's Fletcher, 2 for 4. A couple of singles, a strikeout, and a ground out. Nobody holding Walsh on at first. First one, a little bit high. Single by Walsh, the 7th hit for the Angels tonight. One-0. Lace just ready to go. Breaking ball. Called strike 1-2. Whether you like it or not, it's been a called strike all night. Really all around the strike zone.
So usually just never got that when you see a catcher moving his glove that much.
1-2 now. Fletcher lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mike's on deck. About 45 minutes from turning 28. Now the 2-2. Ground ball toward the middle, right near the bag. That's going to turn into a game-ending double play. Cincinnati wins it 8-4, and the Angels unable to snap that losing streak, get swept here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, it started early, 3 runs, but right backs. Cincinnati responds and ties it up. Now it's time for a Land Rover Above and Beyond player of the game. Tucker Barnhart's his first career 2 home run game, back-to-back at bats for a home run. 2 of 5 home runs hit overall for Cincinnati. They win this 2-game set. The Angels swept them at 2 at home at the Big A. Cincinnati responds back here in Cincinnati by winning both games.
Tough one today for Jose Suarez, the starter for the Angels. And the Angels unable to snap that losing streak. They'll have to try to do that on Thursday at Fenway. 8-4 the final. Stick around. Angels Live postgame is coming up next.